Good morning, South Africa. Good morning, good people. Today I want to talk about Nigerian pride is empty. Yeah, this is a serious topic, guys. I want to talk about Nigerian pride is empty. Nigerians pride themselves as one of the most educated people in the world. They have all kind of engineers, including petroleum and geological engineers. I thought they will take us to this Kanana land of milk and honey. I thought they will liberate us economically. Mandela once said education is the key, but it doesn't seem so. Which key they are talking about? To speak English still like Robert Mugabe, or to be at your own and forget about the African community and use your education to service the West? Tell us the truth. Actually, what is this education? Because I don't understand now. Nigeria is the seventh largest oil producing country in the world. Oil was discovered in Nigeria in 1948. But you know what? Nigerians still import refined oil at crazy rates. It doesn't have engineers who prospect for the oil. It doesn't have engineers who actually don't have the engineers who can drill, engineers who drill for this oil. It doesn't have engineers who refine the oil. It import the oil. Nigeria has two oil refineries. It's a refineries all but built by foreigners. To maintain this refineries, they must import the expert who build the refineries to repair any minor problems. When one of the refineries was out production for a long time in 1998, over $500,000 was awarded to repair it. Despite the fact that the refinery has been in existence for more than 15 years, Nigerians had not learned to repair the refineries. It would have created over 100 billion of wealth in the country, which similar was the amount which has been created in the country that received this award. As we enter the 21st century, Nigerians don't have the capacity to discover oil. They don't have the capacity to drill for the oil. They don't have the capacity to refine the oil. They don't have the capacity to transport the oil to the destination where it would be refined. They don't have the vessels to transport to the oil back to us for consumers. At a time when Indians and Pakistans have both denoted the atomic bomb. When China is providing the technology for a quick acceleration, of the launching satellite into orbit, Nigerians, most educated graduates in the world, still don't have the capacity even to refine the oil for themselves. If I may ask, what is education for an African child? Is to speak fluent English, and you call it education, and you can't feed and clothe your own people. If you are a slave, you cannot be independent and distinct from the whims and the caprices or the dictates of your conquerors. The present generation of Africa has them mortgaged. They has a mortgaged the future of the following generation of Africans by the huge debt they've accumulated. Africa owed the world $500 million. It means that the average African woman, African man, and the African child will have to repay upward of 5,000 in their present lifetime. This is not a $500 question or debt. We are talking about $5,000 for every African living to repay the $500 million in debt. Yet, all we do is ask for more debt. We beg all times for the West to come in and take more control of the iron hand they have already clasped on us. But travel from one end of Africa to another, go from one country to another, the story is the same. $500 million debt, and there's nothing to show for it. Africa spends more money servicing its debt, in other ways paying interest to the West world, than it spends on infrastructure development. If you are talking of a state of black economy, you have to talk about the people who are able to create products from its inception to the market. You cannot talk of an economy where the people are mere consumers. Take a walk through the theater of the marketplace. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? Of course, you turn on the lights, electricity. There is no electricity utility company owned by blacks either in Africa or diaspora. Even the lanterns, which are still used in most African villages, are import. You shower me a water company owned by blacks. Though Africans have water companies, they are invariable, still have to be built and maintained for them by the Europeans. In the black community, the most educated people in the world, all the products they use are produced by other people. That is not economy. If education is a key, why this education can liberate Africans to be economically independent? Nigeria, Congo, and others got all but still begging the West. Oil is a source of everything. Nigeria alone with its own oil can feed Africa. What's wrong with us Africans? What went wrong with us? We got all the minerals. We got oil. We got everything. Most educated people in the world are Africans. If I may ask, what surprised us? We Africans go to China to receive this education. They go to Europe to receive. Some go to Russia, but 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 we can't do simple things. We can't manufacture even a bicycle, even a toy. What's wrong, Nigeria? I thought Nigeria are smart thinkers, but it's empty pride. Guys, I would end my story here. If you want to criticize me when I say Nigerians' pride is empty, criticize me. You can call me. My Facebook is Tsakani Hlengani. My number is 063-1919-88103. You can call me. What's wrong with us? We are not producing. I thought about what is credit. I told you that if a country is not producing more, it means they have to borrow more. So but if you can check it in Africa, yes, they are borrowing because the government must borrow to build infrastructure, the hospital, the roads, everything. But where the money ends, corruption. But why Africans all over get this best education, but they cannot service their country? What's wrong? Okay, goodbye, guys. It was nice talking to you.